Hello, we are in Parashat Behaalotcha, and our parasha is full of a hierarchy in the worship of HaShem. We have the appointment of the Leviim. Later on in the parasha, we have the importance of the role of Moshe as opposed even to Aaron and Miriam. We have also the 70 leaders, the 70 Zkenim, the 70 elderly leaders of Am Yisrael that become prophets. So we have these different levels in closeness to Hashem and in spiritual leadership of Am Yisrael that appears again and again in our parasha. One could think that this comes to tell us that the ability of each and every individual to connect to Hashem has to go through the different people on the higher levels. It has to go through this chain. If a person wants to connect to Hashem, he has to connect to the Leviim and to the Kohanim and to the Zkenim. Only through them he can connect to Hashem. And it's interesting to see that in our parasha, at least in two different places, Rabbi Meir Simcha Midvinsk, the Meshech Chochma, emphasizes the opposite idea. There's a famous question: why is Korban Pesach the one that we have a second chance to fulfill? This is the mitzvah that we have a second chance to perform. Why is this? Any other mitzvah, if we miss the time of the mitzvah, so we can't do it, we can't fulfill it. Here, people are impure, so they can't bring Korban Pesach. What's the big issue? So the Meshech Chochma explains that Korban Pesach teaches us many important aspects of our belief in religion and connection to Hashem and against Avodah Zarah. But he also adds that the Korban Pesach shows us the special connection that each and every individual can have with Hashem. The ability to connect to Hashem of each individual. Why is this? Korban Pesach is like Korban Shlamim. Korban Shlamim, so part of the Korban is sacrificed, is burnt on the Mizbeach, and part is eaten by the owners, but also part is given to the Kohanim. And Korban Pesach doesn't have that. The Korban Pesach, there's blood thrown on the Mizbeach, and then you have parts that are burnt on the Mizbeach, but the Korban itself is eaten only by the owners. It is not given, there's not any part of the Korban that is given specifically to the Kohanim. Why is this? It comes to tell us, yes, this is a Korban that teaches us that every individual has the opportunity, has the ability of getting to the high spiritual level of connecting to Hashem, to get to higher levels of Avodat Hashem and having special hashgacha from Hashem and being connected to Hashem personally without needing anyone else to intervene and connect them to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Meshech Chochma emphasizes this in another point too. The 70 Zkenim that were taken from every Shevet come to teach Am Yisrael. Right, there are Kohanim, there are Leviim, there's Moshe. People could say, okay, I'm never going to be a Kohen, I'm never going to be a Levi. So Moshe takes a spiritual leadership from every Shevet to tell every person, you also have the ability one day to if you work and you worship and you Ovedet Hashem with all your heart, and you learn and you get at a higher level, every person can connect. Mi ten v'kol Am Yisrael nevi'im. Hopefully, Bezrat Hashem, everyone in Am Yisrael will get to the level that they can become also nevi'im. Shabbat Shalom.